Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Dollspace. I'm TikTok Sam Doll, and this is Degrassi's Annie Clark, and we've recorded this 3 times because we bought a new computer and, to help us with editing, and it has quite literally been the bane of our existence.
Like, every tech thing that can go wrong is going wrong.
Yeah, and that's because we're not techies, and I don't know how the hell people do this. In fact, this is a question for our listeners. If you record a podcast, can you tell us how the fuck you do it? Clearly, we're getting by as you are hearing us right now, but how do you record audio and video at the same time onto a computer? Tell us that, because every time we try and link up our audio with our video, it drifts. Does anybody know how the fuck to fix that? And if so...
And what's the best editing? Like, we're obviously getting by because we're putting stuff out. It's just, it takes so long and it doesn't need to take this long. Yeah. I know there's something that we're just missing and it's going to click for us.
Yes.
But we've never had a problem with actually recording it.
No.
This is new.
That was new. That was Ableton glitching on our new computer. But anyway, I want to figure out how to record audio and video at the same time. Yeah. And I've looked at a million programs to do this. So sorry, this is a boring intro, but this is really just for the tech people who we desperately need.
If you're not a tech person, keep scrolling.
Yeah, just fast forward 15 seconds till I finish this, which is now.
Actually, we should have said that at the beginning.
No, fuck that.
Anyway,
No
our
more
first
dum-dums.
2 or 3 intros were quite cute.
Quite
and
cute.
Funny.
Oh, we were being so funny,
we can't
guys.
recreate. I think that's way worse.
Yeah.
I think trying to recreate a funny intro is way worse than just having a boring intro.
Yes, 100%. So... sorry if you're sleeping already, but let me wake you up with some news from today that I was going to tell Annie earlier, but I waited till the pod.
Oh, yeah.
But also let me turn up the volume on my mic because I'm feeling like it's a little low. Check, check, choo, choo. So, Annie, as you know, every Friday, which today is, I listen to New Music Friday.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez came out with a new song.
Okay.
You know how our group of friends, when someone who is not a rapper speaks in a song,
okay,
we really like to milk that.
Yeah.
When Taylor Swift said, and through a feast.
Yes.
What? So Selena Gomez released a song, and as soon as I heard it, my brain immediately converted it to how we are going to say it.
Oh my God. She also loves to make a little sound, a chorus anyway.
The chorus, in my opinion, doesn't make much sense.
Okay.
This is a song that's obviously going to grow on me because everything that's stupid does grow on me.
Selena Gomez, her music.
What can we say? She makes hits.
Yeah.
She makes hits.
It's
I
catchy.
even like that. Yeah. Watch her go.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that song until I started saying it, but some Selena songs really hit.
Oh,
Good for you
is the hottest song of all time.
It's on my wedding playlist.
Is
it? Getting ready morning.
Oh yeah, that's
playlist.
hot. Wait, what's the other really hot one? There's one more. Can't Hands to Myself.
Oh yeah, Bad Liar. I was gonna say.
Oh, Bad Liar's cute too.
I like that one.
Yeah, no, honestly, she has all hits. But anyway, this song, there's a line in it where she goes, "What are we doing over here eating this steak tartare?"
What?
Why was sitting here talking over this steak tartare?
What? Oh my God!
When we could be in the bathroom at the bazaar.
No, is that actually the line?
Yeah.
In the bathroom?
No, there's a few lines in between. It's when we could be making out in the back of the car or in the bathroom at the bazaar.
Oh.
Why the bazaar?
Because it rhymes.
I know,
but tartare. Why steak tartare?
Well, steak tartare is elite and delicious and what you would want on a date.
Yeah, but she's saying, why are we eating steak tartare?
Instead of making out is what she's saying.
Right.
But why would you be making out at a bazaar? Isn't a bazaar
What's a bazaar?
a bazaar,
spice market?
I thought it was a market. I thought a bazaar was a Christmas bazaar.
It must be a bar or a restaurant in New York.
Wow, you're really giving her the benefit of the doubt. You just made that up.
It must be one of those places that's at the Bowery where it's we're supposed to know what that is.
Okay, so maybe we'll
I
look
do
up
know
bazaar.
what that is, but I don't know what the bazaar is.
At the Jones on 3rd.
Yeah, something like that.
Got it. Well,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, we can't play it here because of copyright, unfortunately. But if I was a DJ,
what's it called?
Love On, which I also don't like when songs don't make any fucking sense. Actually, maybe it does. Make
we
sense.
should get our love on.
Yeah, she's wait till I turn my love on at the bazaar. Imagine this gets taken down because I'm too accurate in that.
Copyright.
Yeah. Wow.
So is it good or?
TBD. Like 40 times later, it's gonna be good. But that steak tartare line won't not be funny still. It's kind of like I love what is that song? Look What You Made Me Do.
Look What You Made Me Do. Yeah.
Oh, look what you made me do.
And this isn't one of those because Taylor Swift sang this line, but what came to mind when you first said this concept is when we would sing Red and you would go down a dead end road. Sam sang it so confidently, and Emma and I were like, it's street.
Oh, sorry, bitches.
Road.
Didn't know I was friends with a couple horse girls.
Wait, I actually wanted to ask you what you thought of Yes and.
Oh.
Ariana's new-ish song.
Trash. And here's why I say that. Unfortunately for Ariana, not only is she really shitting the bed publicly, just looking like a bitch and also kind of like, honestly, like a corpse, like her and that guy, like, but that aside, and I love Ariana Grande, like, actually the other day I was listening to the album My Everything, like, and you know what her best song honestly is? The one with Lil Wayne. Let me love.
Oh yeah,
that song's so hot. But anyway, no, you know why I don't like it? She really fucked up with the music video. I don't know if you saw the music video, but it really leaned into her being a dancer, which was a fuck up.
Oh.
So the song I have now associated with that video, and the video is so bad that I'm like...
And also it's kind of just like a worse version of Vogue. Like it's like trying to be Vogue.
Yeah, when she's like talking,
yeah,
she sounds
that's
like
also
Minnie
like
Mouse.
talking like Fred Astaire. Like she's not saying that. But
she is saying
basically
that. She might as well say that. Yeah.
It's grown on. When I first listened to it, I was like, okay. And then now they play it on Peloton classes a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is actually like a vibe during a Peloton class. But I don't want to like listen to it.
I love the sample at the beginning. I like that sound. But I just think yes. And I'm like, what? Fuck that. Say more.
Right.
Like, don't take that many breaks.
Also, saying yes and is not like, and then say that shit with your chest. It's like, it has to be something like more like mic drop than yes and. Like, thank you next. Say that shit with your chest. Yes.
Say that shit with your chest.
But yes and, I think she was wanting it to be a thank you next situation that we were all going to say.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it doesn't have enough punch.
No, yes, and it's very
like,
underwhelming, very bad.
Yes, and actually it's very like talk to the hand.
Yeah.
Even like earlier than that. And
yeah. Ew. Freaking gross. Anyway, she also, you know what I was thinking about? You know how Nicki Minaj hates Miley Cyrus?
Yeah.
And on Queen Radio, Nicki Minaj was like, fuck you. Because, well, for a lot of reasons. She hates Miley Cyrus. The Cyrus family's the reason Nicki's blackballed from the Grammys. But
because she said, Miley, what's good?
No, because something with Billy Ray Cyrus is who got her blackballed from the Grammys. I can't remember what the deal was. It was like whatever the last time she was at the Grammys. And she performed a song that the leader of the leader did not want her to perform or whatever. There's a million, like whatever. It's stupid. She's never got a Grammy. But on Queen Radio, when she was shitting on Miley Cyrus, she was like, you are such a culturally appropriating bitch. Like, you come in the scene for 2 seconds, make black music, and just to go back to country 2 seconds later, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I find that funny because Nicki Minaj is very good friends with Ariana Grande.
Oh.
Who I think is the queen of that.
Right.
Honestly, both of them make fucking hits and bangers, but it's just funny that that was something she like... Obviously,
really doesn't like about Miley.
She hates Miley Cyrus anyway. She was going to say that anyway, but I'm like, oh.
And Miley, love her.
But
like, she did, when she was, like, that song 23, like, she was really.
23 was crazy.
Like, she really leaned in. I think Ariana can still kind of, like, dip her toe with that. Like, she can just thread that line a bit.
Yes, because she's Italian. Honestly, that's a thing on TikTok too, where they say Italians are not white, and it's like a running joke that Italians think they're
not white.
Like,
yeah, did like you see
marginalized culture?
I feel like everyone's Italian. Like,
everyone is Italian.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Greek though, and I've really struggled.
But you've married an Italian, so now you're kind of Italian.
Yeah.
Did you see with the whole mob girl aesthetic, mob wife aesthetic?
Yes, that is a classic stupidity thing where the Italians are going, how dare you act like a criminal that I've been my whole life. Like when they're like, I've lived it. If you haven't called someone to break someone's legs, don't wear a fur coat. It's like, ladies, that's
relax.
Just,
really, truly relax.
That is so funny. But no, like, you can just also be that's like, I don't know, that's like being like, I don't know what the example of this would be, but it's like having an ownership over any sort of thing. Like if you wear like, you know, like an oversized like if band shirts came back.
Right.
And I said, well, I've been like emo. Well, emo came back. Like that's like us being like, oh, well, I've been emo my whole fucking life.
Right. Or like, you're not sad. Yeah. So why are you wearing eyeliner or something?
It's like, well, so just know that you're the real emo, but you're the real OG Italian girls. Just
and it's
know
like,
that
what
and
even is a trend or style? Like with actual cultural appropriation, there is that line where it's like, okay, because we are marginalized in so many other ways, you can't just like pick and choose the elements that you like about us, but like just we're not even saying mob wife aesthetic. I have nothing to do with this. I'm a clean girl.
Oh yeah, you got clean girl aesthetic. You do, Annie. You're looking great. You're looking clean.
I've been striving for it, and I'm not.
You're not
departing from it anytime soon.
Okay.
Also, great. I watched The Sopranos in 2020, like the rest of us, and I was into that aesthetic. Didn't dress like it because it was 2020. Mm-hmm. Then I'm not really like
there was nowhere to go.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to like do that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that culture, why do I keep saying that? They are not saying that you're being Italian. Like, I would understand that being kind of culturally appropriating if you're like, hey, like to every Italian you met, and it's just sort of like, okay, you don't need to be like doing an accent or like.
Yeah, see, that would be insane.
Yeah,
and that
but like
is
wearing
what
a fur
people
coat
are doing with black scents
and acting basically like 90s-ish aesthetic, like gaudy, isn't actually saying like an Italian from New Jersey. Yeah.
Always, I like every photo of me from the ages of 20 to 25 is me wearing a fur coat, smoking a cigarette. That's just what I wore.
That's true. You do like mob wife aesthetic.
I've always worn big glasses, darts,
jewelry,
gaudy ass jewelry. Like, I don't say anybody that's wearing a tight black t-shirt smoking a dart inside is Balkan appropriation, although that is a very specific look, and if you've achieved it, I commend you.
And I like it,
and I love it,
and I hope it becomes a trend. Sam and I, since I live so close to the border now, and it's crazy we haven't brought up St. Catharines yet this far into the pod.
We're back in St. Kitts.
Obviously.
Yeah.
We decided to go to Buffalo to go shopping yesterday, and Sam said it was her first time crossing a land border, which we realized was not really true.
Turned out to be a lie, but I forgot that I went to Detroit once.
What you meant is it was your first time being the one driving.
Yes,
crossing
I felt like
the
a
land
grown
border.
up, like I shouldn't be allowed.
I know.
Shouts out Detroit.
Yeah. So it was fun and easy. Mm-hmm. Took us like 40 minutes to get there.
Yeah. We
went to Target, and we learned some valuable lessons about what
duties and taxes.
Yes.
We got a lesson in taxes yesterday, and we were pissed right off.
Yeah, we thought, I mean, people do this. You could just go over the border and shop and come home. Like,
yes.
No
and
questions
I thought there was
asked.
like limits. So we looked it up.
A few questions asked.
But we thought there was like limits per amount of time you were there. So Annie looked something up that said like $200 a person if you're there under 24 hours. But I wonder if it was 24 hours and not under 24 hours that you were looking at.
Right.
That was probably what it was. So when we were driving back, we're like, okay, we spent $450 between the two of us. So when we go through, the guy's like, first of all, customs agents, please get a grip. Like, what is up with you? Like, I get it's your job to be intimidating, but like, we're just shopping, dude. Like,
that's the thing. It turns out everything was like, we didn't do anything wrong, and the only thing is that we had to pay taxes, and that's like apparently what everyone has to do going through if you are just going for a few hours. But the guy acted like we did something wrong.
Yeah, he was like, pull over under there,
like, we thought our car was going to get searched, and we were like, okay, like, we just went to Target, like, search it.
And he was looking at both our receipts, so he's like, what's in the car? And we're like, I don't know, like, fucking face wash and random
clothes.
Other shit.
Yeah, like, look at that. I got this shirt.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
I got this clip.
Oh, beautiful.
And I got these earrings.
Oh, my God, Annie.
I really needed new things.
You really did.
Yeah.
I was going to say cashew butter on my end. Anyway.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
We don't have it, but it was a little cheaper.
No, but we were really excited about like the little like snacks,
the
sodas,
soda waters we got. Oh my
coffees,
God. Yeah,
like those La Colombe things.
Yeah. Oh my God, tonight should I make Joe make that fucking bowl of fruit.
Don't you need to get so much stuff for that?
Yeah, I'll figure that out later. That's not about this.
We don't even need to get into
that.
that.
Let's not talk about that bowl of ice. But you know what I'm talking about.
It's not a bowl of ice. It's
ice,
like a bowl
fruit,
of
strawberry
jelly and milk.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
And
Sprite,
Crazy.
which really, that throws me, but I have to try it. But anyway, I asked Annie if she wanted to do it, and she responded, no, heart. Like, she didn't even want to fuck. She wouldn't even... Mean girl. Anyway, we got stuck at the thing and we had to pay $50 in taxes because initially we got there and we were like, hey, we spent $450 instead of $400. Dick. Like,
yeah, we thought they were like getting us in trouble because we were $50 over the limit, and we like lied about it because we said we spent $400 when we spent $450, and we were like, what a fucking loser narc, like sitting in the car like waiting to be searched, being like, fucking asshole, like just let us go. Like, so we went to Target, and then when we went in and had to pay, we asked, that chick was actually really nice. We went to like the cashier after they like determined what our taxes were, and we were like, can we just ask you like what the fuck is up, like like how does this all work? And she was like our age, and she was just like, oh yeah, no, you didn't do anything wrong, you just have to declare what you bought and then they make you pay taxes on it. And we were like, it's also up to the officer's discretion if they want to even tax you, or if they want to do, like, for example, the one we got was like, I'm not going to tax you on the groceries, I'm only going to tax you on the cosmetics. So he added, and we didn't know the rules, so we were like, okay, thanks, like, why'd you tax us at all, bitch? Like, I thought we were allowed to go over and shop in the US. I thought the point of shopping in the US, other than them having some stuff we didn't have, was like no taxes. I thought that was like, if you want to get your butt across the border and shop, that's your little privilege. There's a toll at the border. And like, what are the taxes even for is what I want to know. Who are these taxes going to? That's true, because we paid them in Canada. Yeah, so what are we paying the duties? Oh, I see what it is. I know. I immediately realized what it is. It's because we're giving business to them. So to the taxes are for Canada. The taxes are a punishment because it's like, buy your shit here. Right. Yeah. Well, is that right? I fucking would if you had Target. Well, they did try to have Target. They tried to have Target. How could that flop so badly? Because I don't think they got the same. I think it was just the name and likeness. I don't think they actually got Target shit or Target brands. Right. So it was like having like Walmart with Target slapped on it. Right. It was stupid. Or it was having like, it's sort of how Netflix has stuff that's only plays in Canada. Like, we don't all guys, Canada is really fucking us. I mean, I love it here and I love how safe I feel. I love it here. No, I love it here. It's like, listen, I love it here. Don't get me fucking twisted. But in terms of media and like media, is that what I meant? Yeah, maybe. I don't know what you're going to say. About like Netflix. Yeah, and like in terms of like the shows we don't get, in terms of the shows that we even make in this country, they're all fucking pathetic. Like, besides Degrassi. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I wasn't even thinking that. I just was like, what a statement to make for two people that like want to work in this industry. I want to, you know what? No. Okay, Annie's not saying anything again. I'm going to say something. To want to work in this industry, this is why you're driving all the Canadian talent away, because Canadians cannot make money here making content. We don't make any fucking money on TikTok. I got, like I said in the last episode, I got blown up for that fucking Japan Gate thing. I got 5 million views. If I was in the States, that would have been like 10 grand. Yeah. But I'm here. What is the incentive to keep good artists and good content creators and good whatever in Canada? They don't make Canadian shows unless they are Canadian focused. And when I say Canadian focused, I mean they literally just picked up a show called Sweet. And I'm not kidding. It's about maple syrup. Do you know about this? No. They just launched a new show on Crave called, it's with Rob Wells, Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. All people I really fuck with. Tom Green, some other like big Canadian actors. It's called Trades. It looks like fucking shit. Trades. Oh. Yeah. Like Trades. It's about like a construction company. And it has like all the right people in it and it should be good, but they just have to make this Canadian core shit over and over and over. And like, I'm the biggest Letterkenny fan in the entire world. I'm the biggest Shoresy fan in the entire world. But if that's the only thing we can get made here, that's pathetic. And it's so stereotypical. Like, I wanted to make a show about Toronto. I'm currently pitching a show. I'll explain how stupid this is. I'm currently in the process. My agents are pitching a show. I just wanted it to take place in Toronto. Yeah. I hit this thing. I didn't want it to be about Toronto. I didn't want it to be about maple syrup and polar bears and fucking Canadian taxes and whatever the hell it is. I just wanted it to be in Toronto because Toronto's a cool city and everybody fucking knows it. Everybody in the States fucking knows it. Everybody knows it. I just wanted it to passively be in Toronto and it not have to be a huge deal that it's Canada. Right. We pitched it to Prime Canada and
we kind of knew, like, Canada's not really shopping right now either because they have to wait to see what blows up in the States to see what's worth putting their money in because they don't take risks. And that's what I'm fucking talking about. But we had to wait to see, like, whatever. Prime Canada says, basically, they'd say no. They say no to it. We were thinking, I was like, I would love to bring it to Crave. My agents were like, well, if you bring it to Crave, you need this, this, and this for Canadian content. I'm like, but I don't want it to be like that. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, look, hey, we're in Canada. Like, I don't need to add that shit. So, what? And if you bring it to the States, you need to explain why it's in Toronto's important. And it's not important. Why is the bear in Chicago? The bear could have been in New York.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like, why the city's not actually important. You just know that it's a cool backdrop. The way Nicole
who?
New York. The way, like, any, like well, especially in sitcoms like Friends, it's not in New York, but it's in New York. Like, you know what I mean? You just know it's there. It's fucking in California. Like, that's
where so true. And the things that do take place in Toronto randomly are so cool. Like that animated movie, Seeing Red or whatever, Going Red or Big
Red or something like that.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. Going Red, I think.
Turning Red. That was a great movie.
That takes place in Toronto just because it's kind of autobiographical and she's from Toronto. And also that movie, The F Word, but it had a different name in the state.
Oh, yeah.
What If? No.
Yeah, with Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah. What If?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know.
The F Word is what it was called here,
yeah.
I think. And that took place in Toronto, and I remember that being so cool because, like, it made the city look as cool as it is.
Yeah.
And there was no point, literally no point to it taking place in Toronto.
What do you fucking care? Like, Mayor of Easttown, where the hell does that take place? Some random ass
Philly.
Sure,
or
Philly.
Pittsburgh or something. One of the places in Pennsylvania.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I don't remember because it didn't matter. But those scenes
other than
cool.
their accents.
Oh, did they have?
Yeah. She had such an accent.
Oh my god. But yeah, anyway, so I'm like, how do you do it without your own money? How do you just make a show that takes place in Toronto?
Yeah.
Because the States won't do it. Apparently, this is what my agent says. The States won't do it, and Canada won't do it. Like, what's up with you, Canada? And your whole...
I know, and like, so if the Canadian content is too much for the States, like if it being taking place in Toronto is too much CanCon for the States
and not enough
and
CanCon
it's not enough
for here?
Yeah, really.
Like, are you serious?
It's oh, well, what's Canadian about it? It takes place in Toronto.
How about it's in Toronto? We're going to shoot it in Toronto. We're going to use
Canadian
Toronto
actors.
production.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be like one of these fucking companies in this, or production companies in the States that comes up here and gets all the tax breaks, says it's filmed in Toronto.
Right.
And Canada, like, there's no Canadian, like, pride in it. Besides that, they're using all the tax breaks that we offer for production.
And it's funny because there is pride, there's fake pride, like people being like, oh, you know, Suits was filmed in Toronto. It's like people actually boast about that, and it's like, cool.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. Honestly, that was annoying because when Suits was filming in Toronto, Meghan Markle was renting a place across the street from the restaurant I worked at, like on DuPont. She lived in, like,
she went to my gym. I would see her there.
Did she go to
at Equinox? Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So she rented a place across the street, and when she started dating Prince Harry, walking to work, like the odd time, there'd be like security all over the street, and it's like, what's going on here? And they're like, Prince Harry's here. I'm like, in that semi-detached house on DuPont? Why?
So crazy. And you know, she was dating that hot chef.
Hot chef. Bobby Flay?
No. No. Fuck. What was his name? Corey Vittorio or something. He owns Flock, and but he had what was that place on Bedford? There was like a restaurant on Bedford.
Bedford Academy?
Yes, Bedford. No, yes, Bedford Academy.
Ah.
He that was his restaurant too, and she was dating him right before Prince Harry. And he also went to Equinox, and me and my friend we worked at Equinox at the time, were like obsessed with him. Like, we called him Hot Chef before they were dating. And then we were like, oh my God, that chick from Suits is dating Hot Chef. Like, it was like fun drama, like for
drama.
us to discuss at the gym. And then she started dating Prince Harry, and we were like, bitch. And she was British too. So we were like, this is crazy. This is like a reality show.
Oh, the girl that you were, Sophie.
Yeah.
Medicine Ball.
Yeah.
We made a joke when Annie worked at Equinox that she had a friend named Sophie?
No, I did have a friend named Sophie that I worked with at Equinox, and I really liked her. And we just, I don't know, we like had shifts together, and like we would go out together after work and stuff. So we were becoming fast friends, and I would come home to Sam because we lived together, and I would be like, oh, Sophie said the funniest thing, or like, oh, me and Sophie are going to get drinks or whatever. And I was always talking about this girl Sophie, but like Sam never saw evidence of her. Like when she would come visit me at work at the gym,
Sophie
like,
just left.
Yeah, like Sophie would have like just clocked out, or like Sophie's coming in an hour, and it was just like she was so elusive, and she never actually got to meet Sophie.
She'd be like, Sophie's British. I'm like, okay.
It was always like some fun fact about Sophie, and she's also an actor. And anyway, what did you say?
I said, I don't think Sophie's real. I think Sophie's a medicine ball that you just talked to at the gym. And then that just became the joke that she's like, Sophie's British. And I'm like, oh.
And it's just a medicine ball with googly eyes like sitting
and
next
he goes
to me.
into work every day being like, did you see Meghan Markle in The Hot Chef to her medicine ball friend Wilson?
Pick her up like,
And I did never meet her. I never met Sophie.
You didn't?
I never met the medicine ball that you befriended.
And she moved back to England.
Oh
so
my God, how convenient. She's gone.
You'll never meet her.
Hey, Sophie, if you're listening
She is on a
this...
show right now, actually, though. I could show you Sophie.
Sure.
I swear, I could show you her.
She Googles
I
Sophie's
could point
on
to
TV.
the TV.
That was the girl at the gym, I swear. It's Sophie fucking Turner. Like, it's her.
British. No, not British. Oh, yeah, she is British.
She's British, yeah.
Yeah. Could have been, for all you know.
Well,
actually, no, one more fact about Sophie, which you probably already heard, but this is really cool.
She's heavy as hell.
No. That was a medicine ball joke. She was actually great body.
No, that's what I meant.
Her mom played the mom in Bend It Like Beckham.
How could she make this up? The girl's gotta be real.
Do you know that movie?
Yeah.
The mom was like iconic in that.
I don't remember.
She was funny. Anyway, her mom was an actor too, and she was in Bend It Like Beckham.
Okay, everybody look up. This is homework for you. Look up the mom from Bend It Like Beckham, find out her name, and find out if she has a kid named Sophie. Because if she doesn't, this is all bullshit, and Sophie actually was a medicine ball. Sophie was a medicine ball, guys.
It's a picture of the mom from Bend It Like Beckham and a ball.
The ball from Bend It Like Beckham, and you go, hey, that's Sophie. Oh my God, there's Sophie.
What are you doing?
Ball. I'm finding a photo. I mean, no.
Of her?
No, I'm looking up. I'm
the
starting.
questions. Yeah, really, truly.
All right, guys, we're getting into the questions now. Annie riff. Will I find this?
Okay, well, my nose could not be snifflier.
Oh, guys.
Could I blow it?
Oh, yeah, you can blow your nose. I just got an email from my agent going, 20th Century called last night. They really liked you and your voice, but are passing on the show because they didn't feel like the characters were developed enough to sustain a TV series. Wish I had better news.
Ugh. Okay, but like that's annoying because it's like, okay, that's where you come in. You like the concept and the voice.
So, what?
Sorry, can you not hear me?
No, I think they can hear you.
So like help me flesh out the characters, fuckers.
They did, but it's also annoying because how much are you supposed to flesh out the characters in a pilot?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's 30 minutes.
But I just feel like if you like someone's voice and the concept, that's usually what's hard. It's like then you get a staff of writers and you like it's like I don't know. That's annoying. Okay, one sec.
Okay. Anyway, that's unfortunate for me. I guess I'll respond to my agent and just be like, I love how this is happening in real time on the pod. Hey, I'm waiting for Annie to blow her nose, obviously. Hey, no worries. I mean, I'm extremely worried. That's good and bad news. If they liked the voice, would they be open to rereading if we fleshed characters out? And also,
right, that's like actually good feedback in a way. It's like okay
to pass without asking for another rewrite. Okay, well, I'm glad they got back, but also, okay, fuck you guys. I sign off.
And also like Dee's feedback.
No, Dee's feedback. My autocorrect. My name always autocorrects to Adam. Okay.
Adam.
When I say Sam Adam. Okay.
Oh, one sec. Sam Adams.
I don't know.
I just wanted to make sure that was still recording.
Okay, let's get into the first question, which I don't know the answer to. All right, Annie. The subject is, how do I break up my sister and her boyfriend? Help! My sister's boyfriend is kind of a loser and she deserves better. He went over a year without a job and expected her to pay for everything and has done this before. Will get a job, quit, be unemployed for over a year, repeat. At her birthday supper, I saw her slip her debit card to him so it would look like he paid for her meal. That's dark. Like, if you can't afford to pay, then don't pretend. He's also just not a great guy. He never engages with anyone at the family functions and acts like the world is out to get him. Perpetual victim. He's 35, I should add. He has no career ambitions, no money. Oh, wow. He uses her vehicle because he can't afford one and no plans for the future. I know my sister will one day want a house and kids, but with this guy, is that even possible? I want to break them up so badly so she can find someone on her level. She has a career and goals, and I wish she would have someone who cared about that as well. P.S. Fiona Coyne was the best Degrassi character.
Oh,
love that.
Love that. Wow. Ooh, that's so hard. I wish I knew how old the sister was.
Yeah, is the sister also in her 30s? Because I hate to be this bitch, but TikTok.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, if she's also in her 30s, she knows better. Like, she knows enough.
Is your sister in her 20s?
Yeah, if she's in her 20s, a 35-year-old guy, like, she wouldn't be able to maybe see how much of a loser he is because
she's young.
He's 35. Like, I think she would be like, oh, but, older guy. Not just any number in her 20s, but if she was, like, 24 and she's dating a 35-year-old loser, it's like, oh, my God, okay, you maybe should step in. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't just waste her time. Even though it's, like, 24, you got lots of time to waste.
Yeah.
And, like, figure that out. But I feel like if your sister's also 35, it's, like, that's unfortunate. That's, like, so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Don't mean to belittle that, but like, I mean, you can definitely make your opinion known, but I just feel like she's an adult and clearly there's stuff she likes about him and it's just kind of not your place.
Yeah, I don't think there's, honestly, with shit like this, unless you're dealing with like an absolute piece of shit, there's not a lot you can do.
I know.
Like,
unfortunately, it's like, you kind of have to just let her figure it out. I mean, you can, if she asks for your advice or something like that, don't lie to her. Like, make your opinion known. But I think, like, sometimes with these things, it can go not the way that you want.
So wrong.
And I just don't know. Like, she's going to figure it out, I think.
You have to hope that she'll figure it out. Or if she actually wants kids,
she'll figure that out for herself.
That a priority for herself, hopefully. And if she doesn't, then that's her problem.
And the fact that she's slipping, like, it's one thing if he seems like he's just running the show and like, and she's just along for the ride, but like the fact you see her slipping her debit card, it's like
she knows that's pathetic.
Yeah, she's aware of what's going on, which would make me be like, okay, that's going to be embarrassing for her if I try to bring this up. So
when she for sure knows,
when she's like doing things like that to try to cover up their dynamic, I just feel like unless you are prepared for it to go wrong, like if it's too much for you, then say something, but you need to be prepared for that to severely strain your relationship.
100%.
And truly, people have different values in relationships and look for different things, and everyone's relationship is so different that I think it is hard. Like, obviously, it's coming from a place of wanting them, like, you love them, you want them to be with the best person ever, but, like, you just can't put what you value in a relationship on someone else. Like,
sadly.
I know. They just look, and it can be totally true that they should be with someone better, but if they love him for those certain things, like, then it's just...
I think she'll probably, most people just grow out of this kind of thing. Like, if you're dating a beatnik, usually you'll just grow out of it unless you have such low self-esteem that you think that's all you deserve. In which case, that's not something you can fix.
Yeah, or I don't know. There's also something to the like, if he sounds like he's like a dick anyway, so that's annoying and that probably won't change. But like with the job thing and the money thing, you never know. Like you never know what someone's dynamic is. Like maybe she is like, oh, I think he's gonna be a really great dad, and we've had the conversation about he's gonna stay home with the kids and I'm gonna be the breadwinner. Like I think in our society that's still sort of looked down upon if the guy isn't like the breadwinner, or at least like also working and making a lot of money. And I think a woman staying home with kids is still seen as so much more of a like, well, yeah, she's taking care of the kids. Like my brother is a stay-at-home dad, and it's definitely looked at like, and I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom for a bit. And our situations will be looked at differently. Like for sure. My brother is looked at like kind of like a loser.
Yeah.
And he like, mind you, is not super ambitious work-wise, career-wise.
Not everybody is, and I don't think that necessarily
Neither am I, honestly, at all.
Annie, you show up, babe. Look at you. You're at work right now.
I totally get by.
Someone start paying us so Annie can like have a job. Like this is her job. Do you see that?
Honestly, it does take a long time.
It does take a long time. And you know what? We get a lot of listeners. If you want to fucking advertise something, TikTok.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying I won't work. I'm just saying I'm not someone who has been I'm not like really career focused in the way that it's so important to me. Like I do love acting, and when I can do that, that's amazing. And if I could make a living just doing that, that would be great.
When my show gets picked up by someone who didn't miss a massive opportunity like 20th Century Fox, I will employ you.
Thank you.
Happily.
Great.
Yeah, you can be the lead. Fuck it.
Well, great. So
well, great.
I'll hold out for that. But I just am saying, like, I feel like it's really looked down upon to just like work for work's sake. Like, not everything has to be your passion. And I think something like a reason I'm looking forward to being a parent is because I actually like am passionate about that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to get a lot of fulfillment from that I have never really gotten from a career.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has nothing to do with what she was saying. I just mean like not great if it seems like it's all on your sister and that's not what she wants, but you never know between them what
they've discussed and what they're cool with. I mean, it sucks that the guy kind of sucks and doesn't engage in the family, but that might be something that she realizes she doesn't want either. Like, oh, I don't need a boyfriend that like my family doesn't get along with. And then it's like, well, how close is she with her family?
Yeah.
Does that matter to her?
And can that improve? I guess it's just like, who knows, I guess what's going to happen with him and what's going to happen between them. But ultimately, I personally don't think you can break people up.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say.
Yeah.
Like when you were dating
Alex,
I guess we talk about him.
We talk about him a lot.
Even that, like, it was more like when he was being a dick and you were complaining about him to me, I could pipe in and be like, oh my God, yeah, he was being such an asshole.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like on you every day to be like, dump this guy, he is abusive to you. Like, because you're not going to listen to me. And it is tough, like, especially in a situation like yours, especially in like a more emotionally abusive situation, it can really alienate the person to go to them more. Like, I would always err on the side of like, I'm always going to be here for you and I'm going to like let you figure that out.
And luckily that guy didn't come around, so it's not like you had to like chill with him. I was either chilling with my friends or I was chilling with him. It wasn't like, and if I was chilling with my friends, I was in trouble.
Or like distraught over him and we're like, okay. So yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. If your sister's like complaining about him all the time, I think you should totally take that opportunity to be like, yeah. But if she's not offering anything up, I just think don't like make it harder for her. I've just never seen that go well where like if everyone puts the pressure on and makes it so hard that they just dump the person. Like, I think it makes them feel embarrassed. I think it makes them feel like, fuck you,
and
don't understand me.
And then they start lying to you about stuff like, where are you? Not at his house. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to, like, if you want to, like, keep the...
And the other thing is, some people, their opinion is really important. No, some people, their like friends and family's opinion of their partner is really important and they make that known. So like I've said that to my parents. Like I've always been like, back from my first boyfriend who it was very obvious that they loved, but I've always been like, you must tell me
if I'm dating a piece of shit.
Yeah. And so it's like we already had that conversation and I feel like my friends also sort of know that. I feel like I've made it known where I'm the kind of person who would want to know that.
Yeah.
But I think you can kind of tell who wants to know and who doesn't.
Exactly.
Just like based on how and even just based on how they talk about it. Like I feel like I will tell you about when Luke fucks up and when he does stupid shit. And I think that's like a very open way of being like, I'm not protecting him. I guess.
Exactly. I'm not protecting him because there's nothing to hide because our relationship is normal.
Like I'm not protecting him and acting like he doesn't ever fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
And by fuck up, I mean like do dumb guy shit, not like cheat on me.
Oh my God.
I mean, like not coming to my graduation, like his biggest fuck up.
Yeah,
that I like will never forgive him for. It's actually so crazy.
That I will never forgive him for.
Not coming to my graduation lunch is what it was.
That was his biggest fuck up, easily.
My parents still bring it up. Like my parents were actually horrified, and they love him. But that's the thing. They were not shy to be like, that was a huge fuck up.
Yeah,
and that makes me be like, oh, okay. You are telling me the truth that you like him because you're telling me the truth that he fucked up.
Yes.
And that you were mad at him.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and they'll like still joke about it, being like, well, he didn't come to grad.
Oh, I know. When in the morning when we were planning your engagement, your mom was like, after he didn't come to grad, I didn't know we'd make it.
I was honestly close to dumping him.
I know. That was like huge. He fucked up big.
Which is funny because I think that was, it was a year before we got engaged.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was. I was like, that was the month before. It was a year before.
He had to pull his shit together.
He did.
Long story short, he missed her graduation.
The only thing I will say in his defense, he couldn't come. It was still COVID time, so he actually couldn't come to my actual graduation ceremony because I only got 2 tickets and they were going to my parents. But we were gonna have a lunch to celebrate after and like take pictures and stuff because we hired Andrew, snapped, and I impressed upon him that I wanted him, he couldn't come to the ceremony, but I wanted him to be at the lunch.
Yeah, you made a reservation. And
told him when it was, obviously, and whatever, we lived together. And then he found out the day before, or he forgot about that. Even crazy that he forgot. It's like my fucking graduation from university. Like,
yeah, and
that should be
no.
In
the
your
thing that pissed
anyway.
you off is that your parents were over and they're like, "We'll see you Thursday," and he's like, "Yeah, Thursday, the graduation." Like he knew it was that day.
Yes, and then he separately has ADHD and doesn't know, like, is so bad at double booking things, and as some of us in this room are wont to do.
How'd I get?
Sorry. Back to him.
Did.
And he had to fly to Sault Ste. Marie for a work thing and forgot to. The thing is, I get that those things can't come up. I just was like, you should have told your boss, by the way, Thursday, I can't, I'm busy in the afternoon. And then when the boss said, we're flying to Sault Ste. Marie tomorrow, you would have said, ooh, no, remember? I told you. So that was the problem. Yeah, the problem wasn't that work stuff. The problem is it should have been so important that you should have, had that be a no.
And he forgot, since he forgot, it pissed you off more because how he told you was like, oh, that's tomorrow?
Yeah.
And you were like,
the night before.
Bye, I'm sleeping in a different bedroom. As you should, King.
So mad. Queen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he didn't come to lunch and he's not in all those pictures. And he was about to be my husband. So that was honestly his biggest fuck up.
That was his biggest fuck up. And actually, and that is a time that I said to you, if he does that again, I don't know if you can be with someone like that.
Yeah. And I agreed. Because I was like, it's not that, it wasn't like, it was so many of those things. It was more just how it made me feel. I was like, if you did that a year in, still bad, but it's sort of like, okay, we're dating. It's not so like, I can't believe you weren't at this big moment in my life, but it's like, we've been living together and you want to make me your wife. Like we talk about getting married.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel like your wife. Like that is not wife status.
Yeah.
That you can't put your shit aside and like recognize that this is like a huge moment. And graduating from university is big for everyone, but it took me 10 fucking years to get my degree.
You with your homework and stuff. He was so involved in that.
He was so involved and so like proud of me
for continuing.
Yeah, and like was very vocal. It was something he really wanted me to do. So I was just very hurt that it wasn't like he didn't want to recognize.
Yeah, and then you were glimpsing into the future, and you're like, I just see my kid at his piano recital looking out into the audience, Daddy.
That's the thing. I'm like, if you can come to this, which is important and I'm reminding you about, are you going to come to your kids' like dumb ballet recital where they do like 2 spins and walk off stage and like they're going to be like, where's Daddy? I was just like, mister. So
he filed.
That obviously for us to get engaged, that sparked a big talk of like, that's unacceptable to me.
Yes, exactly. I want to just interject here. So I don't know, girl, did we answer the question?
I think so.
My agent emailed me back because I said, hey, no worries. That's good and bad news. If they like the voice, that's good. Would they be open to rereading if we fleshed out characters? Is it usual to pass without asking for a rewrite? He goes, hi, yeah, very normal. They only ask for a rewrite if they think they can make the show. This is a studio, so their eye is on how much they can sell it for. Star attachments help. I think we could reapproach if it's meaningfully different, i.e. a cast attachment. Okay. I'm just going to call him from the car and be like, okay, who else are we pitching to?
Yeah. And then also try to get like Veronica.
Fuck, that would be amazing. I'm actually going to see Veronica. She's coming home. Everybody knows Veronica is cool, I'm sure, that listens to this podcast, because if you found on TikTok, you know Veronica. She's going to be a fucking star.
Funny. Like,
she's so funny.
She's going to be on SNL.
No, she's
like,
for sure. Yeah, she's
unbelievable.
Fucking popping.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's coming home in March, so I'm going to get coffee with her, and I'm going to divulge this right now. Veronica, I don't think listens to this podcast, but if she did, she'd know that I have ulterior motives at that coffee. No, I obviously want to see her and chill, because she's got the best stories and she's a good fucking time. But yeah, I think she might be working on her own show too. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, she basically made a show on TikTok.
I was gonna say, like, I'm not surprised at all. And
yeah,
exactly. They made a show. If you don't know who this is, then
just go follow Veronica is Cool, and you will see something.
And scroll back, and she and her roommates made an entire show on TikTok, like in
it just started out as sketches, and I think just people started getting invested in the sketches, and then it turned into like they were like, fuck it, this is now a show. And then they made like sketches about making the show. It's so good. It's like a lot of work. It's very like Nathan Fielder-esque. I love it. Yes. And gets a little freaky too. Like at the end there's like a wizard. Spoilers. Anyway. Okay. Question number 2. Actually, Annie, I'm so hungry.
Oh.
Will you make me a smoothie?
Pizza? Oh. Okay.
I'm giving her a big job. I want one of those smoothies.
Okay.
That you make for Luke.
Okay. So you want to stop?
Yeah, I want to pause. Okay. Update. Annie made me a smoothie and all is well. I was getting a little hangry. Combined with the news from 20th Century Fox, I got a little distracted and I was neglecting the priority, which is this podcast.
Didn't seem like it.
Really?
Not to me.
Love that. You have a smoothie. Go like this. Yeah. Good girl.
That's the problem with blueberries.
They do that, yeah.
We're gonna look
stupid
by the end.
All right, that's okay. What are you gonna do?
The problem with blueberries.
Okay. I love when you do stupid things like that. Okay. In our last episode, we were talking about okay, you know what? I'm going to say that later. I was going to say we were talking about dead bodies a lot, and someone wrote in with a really funny thing about dead bodies, but I'm going to lose my spot if I don't answer this question right now.
Okay.
This question is from one of our friends' husbands. And may I just say, he's hot.
Okay. I didn't know we had that many married friends.
I'll show you the name. Confirm or deny he's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Subject, golf. Hi, Annie and Sam. Longtime listener, first-time submitter.
Wait, I can't believe he wrote in.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
First-time question submitter, he says. I wanted to know your thoughts on how much golf is acceptable for your spouse or partner to play in any given week. Love the show. And then he signed off, Mitch, resident of small town St. Catharines. Aw, you little bodunk boy. Little townie.
Great question, Mitch.
Great question, Mitch. Fuck, we love you.
I would say, as the almost wife of someone who has been partaking in golf, I think once a week is perfectly fine. And I know golfers will be like, are you fucked? That's not enough. You know how I know that? Because I was talking to Zach, I was talking to this guy, Zach.
She wanted to say brother-in-law, but she's not married to Luke yet, and Rachel is not married to Zach yet. But it's her fiance's sister's boyfriend.
Yeah. And
some guys.
I just was like, I don't even want to start to explain.
Yeah.
And he said that he plays twice a week, and I was like, whoa, and he was surprised at my reaction. I was like, that's a lot of golf, and he's like, not really. And I was like, well,
is it 18 holes twice a week? Because that's like 3 hours or longer.
Longer, like 5. But I was like, oh my God, but the weekend is always taken up with that. And he's like, no, the thing is, I play on Wednesday and Friday afternoons in the summer. And I said, oh, okay. So I think not only is it how much golf is acceptable, but when is the golf taking place? Because if it's every Saturday and Sunday during the day, during those prime hours in the summer when you want to be like out doing stuff together, that I think is unacceptable.
Unless it's first thing in the morning. Because you know how sometimes guys will wake up and they'll go play golf at like 7 a.m. and then they're back by lunch. I don't really care if
I don't care about that. Yeah. I like to sleep in. So,
however, if it's getting in the way of like, we want to go to a cottage, we want to go away for the weekend. Oh shit, I'm playing golf again, bitch.
Yeah.
Play golf up north. I don't actually care.
Or if you work all week and like at least with Luke and I, he works all week and a lot of things that we need to like figure out together or talk about get pushed to the weekend to be like, oh, let's figure that out on the weekend. So if you're also golfing the entire weekend, it's like, okay, well, no. But I do think it's all in whatever they bring after golf, right? If they're like a great attentive husband after golf, hey, let's go for dinner, like coming up with ideas. If they just come and home and they're like on their phone, then fuck you. You're not allowed to play golf.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like, how much time do they get to spend with you? I don't care how much you're spending playing golf if I am getting my needs met.
Yeah.
Play golf actually as much as you want, because there's a lot of things I want to do that I don't want you involved in. Like when you like watching reality TV or whatever, it's like, I can spend 3 hours doing shit that I don't need you around for. But if this is hindering my life and making it seem like we can't make plans because you're playing golf, then
that's too much golf.
It's too much golf when you are not able to do anything but work and play golf. And also your girlfriend's angry because you don't get to go out for dinner, or she wants to do brunch, or she wants to go somewhere and you can never do it because you're always playing golf. That's too much golf. But if your girlfriend doesn't give a shit, play golf every day. There's actually no such thing. Well,
I'm assuming he's writing in because she does give a shit.
Oh.
And I think, if I'm correct, Mitch, I think you do play a lot of golf.
And if I'm correct, I think your wife's a fucking 10. So whatever baby wants, baby gets. And if she thinks you're playing too much golf, sit your ass at home.
I think she's right.
Yeah, she's always right. The gentleman is always right. Or the whatever. Anyway, thank you, Mitch. We love you. Okay. This was a thing that I just thought was funny. Where is it? Hi, Sam and Annie. You two are adorable, and I'm so happy the podcast is back. I don't have a question, but Sam, you talking about how Europeans are weird with funerals reminded me of my childhood going to Romanian funerals. They're absolutely insane. There's the typical visitation with friends and family the first day, then the funeral the second day. But the craziest part to me is that every funeral is open casket, which is traumatic enough. And 2, she says 1, every funeral is open casket enough. And 2, the entire family gathers around the open casket to take pictures with the corpse of the loved one. Literally every family that attends the funeral is lined up with a professional photographer. I'd love to know how much they get paid and if maybe we should recommend Andrew Snapped for that. Then the next family goes until everyone who wants to get a picture with the deceased has. My mom has been known to make scrapbooks of these atrocities as gifts and give it to the family, and they genuinely appreciate it. And I will never understand that. Then everyone drives to the cemetery and sings Romanian funeral songs as the casket is lowered into the ground. And there's also a lunch, but definitely no alcohol. You guys are the coolest.
No alcohol?
Yeah, ridiculous. And then she signs off with, Sam, I'm so happy for you and Joe and your wedding. And Annie, I can't wait to hear about yours later this spring. Thanks. I love that.
Cute. 2 weddings and a funeral.
2 weddings and a funeral. Oh, Annie, you made a little joke. How
that
cute.
Is so crazy.
I know.
Imagine wanting to look at that picture. Especially, it's like you don't have enough living photos with them. Like, why do you want to remember them dead? Also, I have a memory, like, of every dead body I've seen. That's seared in my head.
Our listeners are probably like, how is this happening again? Like, how many times is this silly little advice podcast for girls turning into?
Talking about dead bodies.
Talking about dead bodies. Well, it's because I have an affinity to the subject.
She does.
I do.
She sees ghosts.
I see ghosts. Not anymore, because I got cleaned in that bathtub, covered in salt by an old lady, which
that bathtub.
You know what? That can just be something that I don't need to get into right now. But if you want to know, you can write in and say more about that.
Okay.
Okay.
I sure as hell am not saying say more about that.
Yeah, no, you already know too much about that. Annie lived with me in the prime of me seeing the dead, and it was not easy for her. Every time I thought I left the oven on and looked that direction, she'd be like, "What's there?"
I'd be like, would you tell me if there was a ghost? She's like, yeah, for sure.
No, obviously not. She'd kill herself.
I'm glad, but you made me feel like you would tell me.
But
so you made me really believe that there weren't ghosts in that apartment.
There weren't. There actually weren't. There was just that one. Remember?
The one guy, yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Fell for my friend and now he doesn't talk to me. Hi, Annie and Sam. Love your podcast. Been here since the beginning. I'm writing because I'm desperate and my friends are tired of hearing the same story over and over again. I know exactly what that's like, girlfriend. That's like how I'm going to go off about this 20th Century Fox thing all night to my boyfriend. And by that, I mean my husband, because I'm married. And I spent $100,000 on that wedding, so I should use the word husband.
And he's been in, yeah, true. And I was going to say, he should really listen. He's been in London all week for work.
Oh, he will.
What's been up with you, babe? I'll tell you.
Yeah, I know what he's been doing. He's been at platform 9 3/4.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, running through the fucking walls. Okay.
Do I have blueberry on me?
No, do I?
I have the tiniest little speck of blueberry, but it's not like, no.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay.
I'll allow it.
That's all right. All right. I'm at uni. Where?
We got a Brit.
Is this a Brit?
Well.
Have you run through the wall?
Actually, maybe not.
King's Cross?
Maybe Canadians also say that.
Okay, maybe we do.
But British people really say uni.
Yeah, like, oh, catch you back from uni. You're looking fit. I'm at uni and have a weird enemies to lovers relationship with this guy in the beginning. He would completely ignore me, but then I asked him what's up and we became close friends. However, there has always been a vibe. I swear I am not making this up, but it was in the very middle of school. But it was very middle school, as in he held my hand. He was nervous around me in a vibe of a middle schooler. I don't know how else to explain it. At that point, I obviously had a crush on him, but I had realized that the dude wouldn't make a move. So if I wanted anything done, I'd have to do it. So I told him I liked him. Good for you. And he said he didn't like me, which would be okay, of course, but we haven't talked since. And I miss him as a friend. Like, I don't know if I should miss him even, because I feel like the entire situation was treated poorly. And if he really doesn't like me, he did majorly lead me on, which if you met him, you would understand why I'm having such a hard time understanding he did. Okay, ignore that part. Anyways, do you think I should try and fix my friendship with him just for my own peace of mind? Or do you think it would be better just to keep my distance? Thanks in advance. And I'm going to start this out by handing it over to Annie, because Annie's advice for this is going to be right.
Put him on ice.
That's what's up.
When in doubt,
sit it out.
Yeah, truly though. Like there's so many things. It's not perfect. It's not foolproof, but there are so many things that can be not even solved. It's more that you think it won't be doing much, but it's actually a catalyst for them to be like, what's going on, and get nervous.
Yeah.
You have to just distance.
That's not my usual go-to, but I completely agree with this, because if you think that he did have a thing for you and he was kind of leading you on, then, and this is just his reaction to being like scared or maybe just not knowing what he wanted. So when you said that, he was like, nah, even though like, don't hold someone's hand.
Yeah.
Crazy bastard. But anyway, I think the right reaction here is to make him think that he actually didn't handle that well, which he didn't, because he's now ignoring you. He could have just had a better conversation about it and, like maybe maintained your friendship. So to make him feel like he lost something in this, you got to put him on ice. And
to make him see he can't treat you like that.
Yeah.
Like if you try to mend things and like, should I just try to fix our friendship for our own peace of mind? That might give you short-term peace of mind, but he is going to be like, oh, cool, I can just do that.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, oh, I can act however I want and it'll still be fine.
I also noticed you said enemies to lovers. Enemies. So he's kind of a dick? Why were you enemies? Say more about that maybe. Maybe write it in a follow-up.
Or is it like those Hallmark movies or those books where it's like you get paired with someone and it's like, he's a clown. I don't want to work with him. And he's like, stuck up bitch. I don't want to work with you either. And then they fall in love.
Yeah. Love hacks. Everybody
streaming now somewhere.
Someone somewhere.
Actually, it's not. I don't think it is streaming anywhere.
Really? Can we put the screener link to Love Hacks on our Dollspace website so people can watch it, or is that illegal?
fear it's illegal. I don't know. I don't know if it's illegal or if it's just something I don't want to do.
Okay, whatever. Love Hacks, if you can find it, go watch it.
Do we have a website?
Well, we just have the website that like you write.
They
into.
write in.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to make a tab?
Yeah, right.
Love Hacks.
Yeah, it's either ask for advice or watch Love Hacks.
You know what we could do though is clip your favorite scene from it and put it
put my favorite scene.
and put it on
that
our
is a great
Instagram.
idea. That Love Hacks is the funniest fucking movie I've ever seen.
It's one of my like lifetime movies.
It's one of Annie's lifetime movies, and again, here's a time where Annie's not allowed to speak, but I can. It is. There's so many holes. We were crying. I was crying laughing watching that movie. It was so good. It was like Baby Einstein for adults, like just shapes.
Sam actually had the perfect. Have we said this before?
No.
I don't know. But anyway.
No, I don't know what you're about to say.
Stop me if you've heard this one. But we were watching it and Sam was like just really taking in the whole like concept of this movie. And like she's seen a few of them now. And she was like, it's so confusing because I know this is for adults, but it's for children. Like I can't tell who this movie's for because it's like
it's for children. It's
for adults, but it is so like unbelievably
like unrealistic,
sanitized,
censored, whatever. It's like
and like earnest and teaching you a lesson and just it's so weird. It's like
for adults that want to like. If you watch Lifetime movies, can you explain? Please explain is what that word was. What like you're getting from that? Like I get that a lot of people just feel like it's a passive, easy way to watch television, and it's just like in the background during Christmas season or whatever. People like that shit. Like that's what Joe's mom says. My mother-in-law is like, yeah, I just keep it on and I'm like writing cards or whatever, and it's just there and it's stupid.
I do that too. For Christmas ones only.
Yeah.
These
Christmas
ones?
Well, I'm going to watch the Lindsay Lohan one that's coming out. Fucking Irish Wish.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. But that's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love that crap. But some of them, like Veronica was in one. Back to Veronica is cool. She was in a great one.
Hers was actually a movie. That wasn't Lifetime.
It wasn't Lifetime, but it was, it was rated PG. Like there was no swearing in it. Like there was no.
Yeah, it was like a family-friendly Christmas movie, but that was like a real movie.
That movie was amazing. What was it called? Xmas.
Xmas.
With Leighton Meester.
Yeah, that had like actual stars in it and was
that
funny
was
and like
such
actually
a good
was
movie.
like a rom-com. Like a Christmas rom-com.
Yeah.
I would not put that totally in the same category.
Yeah, true. You're right. That's more of a Christmas rom-com with no swearing, which I guess is also like Four Christmases.
Yeah, it's not the no swearing. It's like, you were right. It's not like, oh, it's so weird they're not swearing or like fucking in this movie. But it's like, because that's a lot of movies.
Why aren't they smashing?
No, it was the vibe of like how we were all speaking. Like the lines were like for children. It wasn't like
nursery rhyme shit.
Yeah, it was.
And the in between scenes, like the establishing shots of New York that were just like sped up, and then like sunshine, and then kid on a swing, and then like baking a cake. Like I was like, what the hell is this?
The establishing shots. There was like this series of establishing shots that were so deranged when put together, and Sam was like, wait, can we go back?
Oh my god, we had to rewatch the establishing shots because I'm like, what the hell? Like it's like a bunch of people like
rowing fast,
but it was reversed. It was like a reversed clip of people rowing. It's like they didn't give a fuck. They're like, what can we put in this like little like transition scene here? Like people rowing, like a bird in a tree, like fucking grass growing, like a time
There was
lapse.
like a banner like flapping in the wind.
Wavy armed inflatable tube man. Like they were just like, whatever. What are these fucking brain dead adults like?
Anyway, please hire me for your next one of those. I really like making them. They're so fun to film.
Yeah, that is fun, except when there's a septic tank issue.
Well, yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
haven't I already talked about that? I don't know why I feel like I'm maybe just because.
Maybe because you're tired. Go to sleep, sweetie.
Or maybe just because I've talked to you about these stories.
Yeah, we live.
Can't remember if we had a mic in front of us or not.
Yeah, that's fair.
What was that question?
Oh, to answer your question, what should you do? Absolutely put him on ice. Yeah. You miss him, babe. We all miss someone.
And the way he is going to be wondering about you, and like something is going to happen if you cut him. And if something doesn't, then he actually doesn't like you and doesn't fuck with you at all. And then those are the options.
Doesn't fuck with you at all.
Then you know,
like, insane. So bye. But in the meantime, sweetie, this is some Samantha advice. Annie gave you the earnest advice. Now Samantha's going to give you the naughty advice. Go ape on the gram. Go nuts. Like nudes even.
Well,
No, don't get like an OF, but you know.
Don't get an OF. No. Well, whatever. Yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want, but wear a bathing suit.
Yeah, wear a bathing suit.
No, just like, you know, post pictures where you feel hot and just be like, damn, like, look what you're missing. Like, I love doing that shit. I honestly wish I was single just so I could play that game again.
Yeah.
Those were good times. Like posting. Sometimes I post a hot picture and only when Joe was drunk on his bachelor party, I posted a picture and Joe like never gives a shit about this. You know this about Joe, right? Like he doesn't care. Although, you know how I put that nude picture of me under the remotes? Did I tell you that? Okay, there's a nude picture I took at Yellowstone National Park.
Oh, I think I've seen the picture. I just haven't seen it under your remotes.
I love whipping my tits out when I'm somewhere like I did it at Niagara Falls.
As you should.
Yeah, in front of like many families. They all saw. And then when I was at Yellowstone, I was like, I need to whip my tits out at Yellowstone. So I have a Polaroid of me. This was last year. This wasn't a long time ago. But, you know, gotta get it in before I have kids and the tits are still high
up there.
And mighty. Anyway, I found this nude, and on Valentine's Day, I was here or something. I was here last week to record, and I put the nude.
The day before, I think.
Yeah, maybe the day before Valentine's Day. And I put the nude underneath the TV remote so that when Joe picked up the TV remote, there would just be this random nude of mine from like a year ago. So he messaged me, and he's like, LOL, like, you fucking weirdo, like, putting this, whatever. And I'm like, oh no, am I bad? Then he went to work the next day, and I picked it up, and I brought it to my room, and then I realized I'm going to put it in his book. Like, it's going to be a bookmark.
I love that.
So then I put it in a bookmark. And he reads every day. But he was reading, I didn't know, he was reading a different book. So he ends up bringing the book that the nude is in to London with him this week.
Oh my God.
And he opened it at the airport. And I'm like, literally so funny that I was able to pull that scheme on him, like, without technology, because he hates when I send him nudes when he's at work, because he's usually on his computer, and a big nude will pop up on his like messages on his computer. And I was able to humiliate him the same way. Humiliate him, really, everybody should be dapping you up, boy. Because
also, like, really, you're gonna open that and be like, oh shit, and close it. Like, who was seeing it? Wasn't he at the airport by himself?
Yeah, and also if there was an overhead light, it's a Polaroid, it would be glossed up. You'd see nothing, maybe an areola.
Also, it looks like you did that on purpose because he was going away, which is cute too. To be like, honestly, miss
hot.
Me.
Even though I'm wearing like a fucking cowboy hat and like but like not in a hot way, like more in like an Indiana Jones way, and like a plaid shirt, and I just like, I had to lift up so many layers to get my tits out, so they were all like lopsided. Could only lift up one arm, kind of like I had a bag. Like it was like just not. It's like not a hot picture. I mean, it's hot in that.
It's a naked woman.
Yeah, and that a naked woman's hot. So don't do that. Small girl that's listening to this advice that is in university. But, you know, while you're single, have fun playing these little games.
Yeah. And he will be, if he was at all interested, he will be wondering what's up if you pull back. And if he's not wondering what's up, then there's your answer. Like, there's just, you are actually in control of this scenario. I know it feels like very out of control. That straw.
Sorry. Guys, sorry. I didn't realize that I should push the mic away. Oh, I'm ashamed.
That's okay. The straw just is very like jingly.
Jingle straw, jingle straw. Ew. Fuck. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, so good luck. Let us know how it goes. It's almost like, why is this an advice podcast? I don't know. Because we didn't know what else.
Because we don't have enough content for it to not be.
Like nothing else to say.
We talk too frequently for this to not be an advice podcast because we need you to provide us topics. And also, I feel like on your TikTok, it came from that because people were asking you advice on TikTok. Mm-hmm. So people were asking you for advice. I don't know why I'm here, but
hey.
Because
I like you.
Hey.
All right, let's wrap up with this one because this can be something that is a question, is something that people have written in, but also but also is you know, just something we can talk about. Hey, here's a little something we can talk about now. Or
okay.
Whatever. Not bringing that segment back though, because the question is this. Not advice, but can you tell us more stories about your roommate days, like the fan story? So funny, and love learning more about the friend dynamic and lore.
Oh, that's
really
nice because that person probably listened to our last episode. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's where we talked about the fan, wasn't it? And or maybe it was
2 episodes ago.
I'm getting mixed up. Okay, last episode, we said, tell us what you like, because we don't know.
So she wrote that before. We said, tell us what you like.
I don't know when she wrote it, but I'm glad she told us what she likes.
Well, I'm glad you like that, because we lived together for almost a decade, and
oh my God, I wish you had read that to me before so I could think, but
I think I have like kind of some funny ones. I mean, the fan story was, we have a million stories. Like,
I have a good one too.
Oh, you say it. I was going to say the one about, okay, you say
What were you going to say?
It's not really about like our friendship. It's about when the TV turned on.
Oh, didn't we talk about that?
I think you keep doing this.
I know. I don't know what, I'm having like a deja vu day where like everything I feel like we already spoke about on the podcast, which is impossible. We've only
impossible.
Had 12
okay,
episodes.
You say yours, and then because yours is probably more fun than the TV.
Mine is more fun, I think, because we had said in a past episode, like, oh, we'll talk about that later, about me dating your cousin when we lived together and he lived with my cousin. And I was going to talk about the time when I was hooking up with him again.
I know exactly this time.
Because I feel like that was such a roommate
moment. Okay, so let me set the scene. My cousin and Annie were dating. While they're dating, Annie introduces my cousin to her cousins. All of these people were at my wedding, by the way, including Annie's cousins, because Annie's cousins are my friends and my cousins were Annie's friends. But anyway, so they move in together, and then Steve and Annie, whatever. That's his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we said that.
Steve and Annie break up, and Annie moves in with me. So now we all live in the same building. It's separated by a fire escape. So like we're in different units. It's like the 4 of them are in one unit, and then Annie and I are in a different unit. So we would always see them because we would always throw parties together, and they're also our cousins. So we're still obviously seeing them all the time. So
and now they live, and by they, her 2 boy cousins live with my girl cousin and her husband.
Yeah. So
and we're best friends, so we just were all gonna chill. Also, we were 20, like
it's
we
not
were
like
chilling.
One of those things, yeah. So anyway, since we all lived in the same building, obviously, and this building has also spawned our other best friend after Annie moved out. No, you still live there.
Mm-hmm. She lived below in another unit.
There's 3 units. There's one that had for 4 rooms, one for 2 rooms, me and Annie, and one for 2 rooms, my brother and my friend Katie. And Katie met my other cousin in that building the same way. So there was a lot of like,
and they're married.
Melrose Place shit.
Now they're married. Yeah.
Yes.
And Sam's got a lot of single guy cousins. Well, not anymore.
I don't know if any of them are actually.
No, but at the time,
you know what? I think my cousin Teddy's probably single. He is the hottest one.
Don't tell me
that. Annie knows he's the hottest one, and he's fucking hilarious. So
he's like 6 years younger than
us.
How
old is Teddy? Probably like 24, 25.
Too young.
Yeah, too young for our blood, but hey.
No, too young for now.
Oh, I'm related to him, so.
I meant too young, not necessarily for me now, but he was too young back when I was single. Like me 5 years ago, he was too young. He was like 19.
True. My brother's single too. I should fucking hook my brother up with someone. Like, it's time.
Yeah.
My brother was like trying not to date because he lived with my parents until this year, and then he just got his own place, and he like now has a job and has his whole shit together. And I'm like, start dating.
Yeah.
Like, you're cute. My brother's
we'll find him.
So, and he's also a genius. So if you like geniuses.
And he lived in Japan.
And he lived in Japan and China. And can speak like 25 languages, and he's insane.
He's a great guy.
Anyway.
Sweetie pie.
Nicest man in the entire world, I would say. He's too nice. It's like fucked up. Well, that's probably why he's single. I know.
Yeah.
He's like, nice guys finish last. I'm like, it's true.
Yeah, in this case. We'll find him someone.
We will find him someone for sure. Anyway.
Oh, that was a big one.
She loves when I smack my little lips together, you kinky bitch. Okay,
Dirty
say what
dog.
happened. Say what happened. So
okay.
It's a few months after this, or a year maybe after this whole ordeal.
Yeah, so we broke up. Lots of stories and drama came from that insane breakup. Yeah. But this was a while later, over it, whatever.
I also just want to say they broke up at their housewarming party. Like, that is hilarious. The day my cousin moved in with her cousin, they had a party, and he dumped Annie at the party.
Yeah. He didn't intend to dump me at the party, but it was a like, what's wrong? Something's off with you. Let's go talk. Like,
yeah,
that kind of conversation that just turns into a breakup because it's like, oh, well, now we have to fucking talk about this.
Yeah. Let's fucking leave them some breadcrumbs. If you guys want to hear more about that, just, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Write in.
Anyway, this story is more a funny roommate thing because it's literally anyone's guess as to how long. Like, this was 11 years ago at this point, so I do not remember the timeline or anything. But, like, it was enough far away from when we broke up that I was, like, over it and whatever, and we were just hooking up again for fun because we still lived that close, and it was just sort of, like, not that deep. It was just kind of, like, a fun thing to do to rekindle after 8 months or something like that. And but I think I just didn't want anyone to know about it, and I think and I think also because he, like, it was such a brutal breakup, I was, like, not wanting my friends to know I was going back to him, even though, like, we weren't going to start dating again, but I think I just was like, oh God, I just spent, like, a year
and it
crying
wouldn't be
over him.
weird for Annie to, like, if we were chilling at their apartment, it wouldn't be weird for me to go home and her stay there because her cousin lived there. Like, she'd be chatting with Julia or whatever. Yeah.
So anyway, we started hooking up again, and I was keeping it a secret from everyone, which was also just kind of fun. Yeah. And then, like, you can't write. You can write this. This seemed like it was from a movie.
This all the time.
I came home once. No, you tell this because you remember better.
I was with Steve the night before. Like, I think we both were. I think we were both over at their place, and then I probably went home earlier, and then Annie stayed and fucked my cousin behind my back. And I was with Steve, and something else happened where I saw a message pop up on his phone from someone else that was drama. It was that one of his friends sent my cousin a message about me. Oh. So I say to Annie in the morning, I go, I was looking at Steve's phone last night, and
I was crouched at a cupboard. I remember this is what made it also seem like a movie thing. I was, like, crouched at a cupboard getting some dishes from down below, and there was, like, the cupboard was blocking me and her, and Sam was sitting on a couch and was like, I saw something on Steve's phone the other day.
This is how she heard it. I was just saying, last night I saw something on Steve's phone, and I was about to tell her, this guy messaged him about me, and but she heard it as, well, I saw something on Steve's phone last night.
Because I was so guilty. I was like, oh my God, I need to, like, be out with it before she says. So I just pop up from the cupboard and I go, I was gonna tell you soon, I swear. Like, literally, like, that's one of those lines from a movie where it's like no one talks
ever
like
says that. She actually said that. She popped up and she was like, I know, I was gonna say something. And I'm like, what? And she goes, oh, what? And then obviously I immediately know, oh, you're fucking him, because what the hell is this?
You're, like, gonna tell me that you're hooking up with him.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that Greg Acuna messaged him and said I was a cunt or something.
Yeah, it was that.
It was Greg Acuna calling me an asshole.
I ousted myself.
Yeah, you did. That was so funny, though. We were laughing about it for so long. I'm like, Annie, who does that? I was like, she's like, well, you said it. You were like, I was looking through Steve's phone. I knew you knew. I was like, no, I said I was looking through Steve's phone. Greg Acuna said I was an asshole.
I have a guilty conscience.
You did have a guilty conscience.
That was literally, like, one of those lines in a show when, you know, when people go, like, it'll never be the same. And then they'll be like, what won't? The cottage or something. Like, when people deliberately, like, say, like
a bait.
Yes. Yeah. Like, and you're like, ew, I've never heard someone talk like that in real life.
Yeah.
I did that thing.
Yes.
I was gonna tell you, I swear.
Yeah.
Like, one of those, like, dumb misunderstanding things that never happened.
Yeah, it was a classic misunderstanding. Like,
yeah.
And then I looked up at her and went, girl, are you for real?
I was like, oopsie. And I really don't remember what happened after that, but.
Nothing. I think you kept hooking up with him on and off for years to come.
Yeah. Actually,
You'll stop there?
Yeah.
She's decided to stop. But if you want her to say more, just pry. I was going to say the story about when we went through a lot of phases of technology at this apartment because we lived there from 2010 to, like, 2020. So we at some point got a Chromecast, and, like, before this, like to put in perspective, when we moved into this apartment, we used DVDs. That's what was up. We had DVDs. Maybe we had basic cable. We didn't have cable. We had, and then
we had cable. We watched Nashville, so whatever channel that was
fucking
on.
torrented everything, honestly.
But like, Nashville, I think we watched on
Channel
TV.
3, that's why, because it was like easy. Yeah, we could watch Nashville live, like on like basic cable with commercials. But anyway,
and we did. Once we brought a mattress into the living room.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know why did we sleep there? Or
I don't know.
Just watch Nashville.
We were just like,
in
let's
a
make
fake
a big
bed that we made
bed on the ground and watch Nashville. That show was so good before it was so bad, kind of like the OC. Anyway, so we got a Chromecast like later in life. We didn't really get how it worked. We were like, cool, Chromecast.
I still don't understand this. Really. Like
okay. I know what happened. So I go to work, and keep in mind, this is actually a perfect story for this because earlier in this episode, we discussed how Annie was afraid that there were ghosts in the apartment.
Yes.
So we get this Chromecast, and I go to work. I was probably already working at the ACC, and she texts me, and she's like, oh my God, where are you? And I'm like, I'm just leaving work. Like, what's going on? And she's like, something so fucked happened. Like, I'm locked in my bedroom. The TV just turned on and played that sound. Like, was it 20th Century Fox? I can't believe how much airtime 20th Century Fox is getting on my podcast.
Is that 20th Century?
Yeah.
Yes. Those fuckers.
Fuck them. You've ruined us.
Oh my God. Wow. And how full circle that we were living in the apartment in Toronto, that your show is kind of like.
Yes. Now I'm like literally when we went to make the smoothies, I messaged my agent. I'm like, should I rewrite the whole show? And she was like, call me. What the fuck? like I can't. I'm busy. Anyway,
with my actual job.
Yeah, with my job that once again I cannot stress enough does not pay us, and we're giving you so much like content. It's like someone's eventually got to pay us. Spotify should pay us. That's a big fucking joke.
That's a big ask.
That's a big ask for that bullshit company. Anyway.
Okay, Sam.
Sorry.
Stop burning bridges.
Oh, did you want Spotify?
Yeah.
All right, for podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about here, isn't it?
What are we doing here? I don't know.
Who is this for?
I got too excited because Annie put some fucking meth in this smoothie. What'd you put? Collagen? Jackass. See, she's trying to fucking kill me.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to give you nice, luscious skin.
I don't want to go back to Toronto. My dumb.
Stay.
I can't.
Why? So Joe gets to say what you do? Why am I bullying you? Also, Luke always gets to say what I do. No, you miss him.
No, yeah, of course I miss Joe. Anyway.
Well, you have been here for 2 days also.
Yeah, exactly. No?
Yesterday and today.
Oh, that's it. I only stayed here one night, right? I'm like, how long have I been here for? I got here yesterday.
For 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
So, in full blast. Full blast.
So loud.
And the TV just turns on by itself, plays that sound, and then a movie starts, and Annie's like, and runs into her room and locks the door.
And picture me alone in the apartment. It's night, and it's silence for some reason, even though I'm usually always listening to something, but I wasn't. So it was like from silence to that.
Yeah.
And the TV turning on. And I don't get technology.
Yes. And we didn't know about this thing. So we were like, oh no. So she calls me. She's like, there's a ghost in the house. You know, I was like, there is a ghost in the house. I better get home. So like, I don't know what else that could be actually. So
I was so scared.
Yeah. So I get home and she's locked in her room. And I come and I see the TV. Did you turn off the TV or did you just
I turned it off.
You turned it off. Okay. So
yeah,
I come
because it was so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I come and I'm looking at the TV and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I know that we just plugged in this Chromecast, but I don't know why the Chromecast would turn on and play a movie from 20th Century Fox. So I start thinking about it and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And then I remember that the cousins downstairs were getting their Wi-Fi replaced and in the meantime asked to use mine. So their phones, and then they got their new Wi-Fi, and their phones accidentally connected to my Chromecast instead of their Chromecast because they were on my Wi-Fi without knowing it, and they probably turned the volume up to 100 because they didn't hear anything because it was on my TV and not theirs. So this is an assumption we made. I'm like, oh, no, this wasn't an assumption. I said, I assumed it was something with the Chromecast. I didn't know how it worked. I was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe like the apartment building over there can connect to our Chromecast. I actually
I remember you saying to me, you're like, maybe they're trying to watch TV downstairs. And I'm like, what does that have to do with me upstairs? Like, I didn't understand how that could possibly work because I didn't get that technology. And even then, it's kind of like, the technology glitching. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
That's not what that technology is supposed to do necessarily. And I didn't know about the Wi-Fi stuff. So, like, you saying that did not make me feel better because I'm like, okay, that's scary too, that they can, like, control my TV.
Why would watching a movie downstairs be a thing up here? I know. And then it turns out it really was. And I asked them the next day and I was like, did you try and watch a movie last night? And they were like, yeah, and we were connected to your Wi-Fi. And we were like, okay, great. There's no ghost in there. But we
also used to use that same technology once we figured it out, that since we were so close, we could connect. I love how we're calling
it technology. To everybody that's watching, like, listening, they're like, do you mean Chromecast? Yeah, that technology.
You mean literally casting? It's not even Chromecast.
Sorry,
just,
that
like,
was crazy to us.
Play. It was. Yeah. Also, when we got Sonoses, we could connect to the downstairs apartment's Sonos and they could connect to ours. And Katie, who lived below us, would always try to play pranks.
Yeah.
And she would always play ring, 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 banana phone.
On ours?
On our Sonos. And, like, the first time she did it, or she did it a couple times.
This
and
technology
I just, like,
was conducive to a lot of pranks.
I know.
Technology in a condo where you know people is honestly the best. You could.
I, like, didn't bring it up to her though. I just, like, turned it off and was just like, oh,
Sonos is weird.
Well, I think I was like, oh, she's trying to connect to that, and then I brought it up at one point, and she's like, yeah, weren't you wondering why I was listening to Banana Phone? And I was like, actually, yeah. And she's like, I was doing that for the prank. Like, I wasn't actually trying to listen to Banana Phone. I was trying to think of a funny song to put on your Sonos. I was like,
I would do that to Megan when she lived downstairs, but it wasn't Sonos. It was like I don't know, I think it was like a Bluetooth speaker or something, and I saw that I was connected to it, so I went in the hallway and I would just keep playing, like, Three Doors Down. And she's like, and she would text me being like, stop playing Three Doors Down, like I'm doing homework or something. And I, like, took a screenshot of it, and it's just like, stop playing Three Doors Down.
It actually is so crazy thinking.
Remember when I'd be walking up the stairs, or no, when I woke up I'd play I'm Coming Out?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
By who? Diana Ross.
Donna Summer.
Diana Ross. I said Donna Summer by
It's also funny to think now, because, like, obviously we were just studying or whatever. Like, nothing we were doing at home was of that much importance. But thinking of those pranks now, if, like, well, no, we still don't do that much of importance, but, like,
but if you pull that
worked
shit
from home or something, yeah, I'm just thinking, like, if I worked from home and was in a meeting and someone just put on Banana Phone on my Sonos or something, that would be horrible. But I was like, oh, it's so funny that those pranks were happening at a time when it wasn't that deep.
That's
like, all you would do is kind of scare someone. But now, let's say we still lived in a building with our friends. You wouldn't dream of doing that. Like, Katie would be doing, like, therapy.
Yeah.
And we started playing, like...
She's talking to, like, a kid or something.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Also, if anybody wants to put... Because we don't live there and no one lives there anymore because the building is going to get broken down. But if anybody would like to put a face to the name of where we lived, if you look up on Google Maps 220 Davenport Road, Toronto, you'll see it's like a corner, it's like a walk up, and it's on top of Avenue Road Diner. It got sold, so it's going to get torn down and made into condos, but it's still there as of right now. So if you wanted to look up that building,
such an iconic place.
So iconic. It's sad, but, like, that's the future for you. It's going to be some sort
of... And we were the last ones to live there.
We were the last ones to live there, and we were just talking last night about, since we were moving out and like, no one was moving in, and they sold the building to, like, a huge developer.
Like, they're just gonna demo it.
They're demoing it, so we, like, left our couches in there. There was so much shit, and me and Joe were moving to nowhere because he had gotten rid of his place, and we were in the process of looking for a condo. So we were moving, like, to the cottage / my parents / his parents / our car, and so there was so much random shit we left there. And then last night I was telling Annie that we left Joe got me a hedgehog for our first Valentine's Day, and we named it Muzzin after Jake Muzzin, who used to play for the Leafs. Because I just thought that was a cute name. And Muzzin was falling apart, so he's still in there. And there's a lot of things still in there, like my bed.
Muzzin the Hedgehog.
Muzzin the Hedgehog is still in there. Jake Muzzin, I think, is just at home with his own family. But Muzzin the Hedgehog
hopefully still playing hockey somewhere.
Hopefully, yeah. Muzzin the Hedgehog's no, I think he got injured a lot.
Oh.
No.
Just like the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I think he got, like, a bunch of concussions and, like, a neck injury, and he's, like, not playing hockey. I think that's why he's not on the Leafs anymore.
Sad.
I kind of made that up, but I think that's true. No, not kind of made it up. I embellished.
Okay.
But yeah, my bed's in there. If anybody wants to, I'm not saying you should, but if, you wanted to go look inside 220 Davenport, you'd find top floor. You'd find my couches, my bed, my fucking hedgehog, probably a lot of cutlery. I don't know. Maybe there's shit in the fridge.
We have talked about this before because we did talk about the bed not being able to take those couches, move those couches or the bed.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't take anything in or out of there. The building is like literally hundreds of years old.
And has a very small staircase.
So when we got our beds moved in there, we needed them moved over the fire escape.
No, we talked about that already.
That we talked about.
Because remember I called her bluff and said,
you're not going to be able to get this out. Yeah, so we couldn't move all the shit out. We said, whatever, you're demoing the building, demo my bed, daddy.
It was so good. It was good times. We'll think of some more of those stories.
Yeah, we will think of some more of those stories.
I hope I haven't put your cousin on blast too much.
I don't think he cares. He's happily engaged to someone else, and so are you.
So am I.
Yeah, all good. I don't think he gives a shit. And I don't think he listens.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so. And I also don't think, like, his fiance listens. Unless she does.
I mean, didn't say anything bad.
No, nothing bad. Just facts, honestly.
Just good stories.
Those are good
being
stories.
20. Also, that's crazy to think about. Like, I thought I was old.
A divorcee.
Yeah.
Like a washed up divorcee.
I thought, like, how could we break up? Like, it's like, oh, I don't know, we're 20. It's really okay.
Yeah. You also didn't say anything bad. You just told a story about your ex-boyfriend.
That's what I mean. I'm like, that is what happened.
Your ex-boyfriend when you're 20. Like, who cares? That's not mean.
Not mean at all.
Yeah.
It was a great time, actually.
Great times. Honestly, I wish I could be 20 again just to, you know, fuck shit up and play on the gram and, you know.
Play on the gram. And the gram was new.
Oh, there was
the gram was brand new.
There was gram, but it was like, okay, put a border
2011
on this.
is when I got it.
Yeah.
You weren't playing games on the gram. Like, you weren't
flexing. That's for sure.
You didn't know how to use it as a tool of manipulation.
No,
yet.
You were posting a picture of a car with like tilt shift and the background would be blurry and you'd be like, look at this car.
Tilt shift.
Tilt shift was the thing on it's like when you put the thing in like everything in the behind what the shape is blurry.
Oh, yeah.
It's called tilt shift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, okay, dude. Cowabunga. All right. Well, I feel like maybe we should call it there because I really need to get on the road. It's 2:00 and sadly I'm going to be stuck in traffic no matter which way I slice it.
I know. And it's Friday.
No, Annie, I know. It's fucking bad. I'm like being a good girl today because really I should tell Joe to get on the fucking go and come here. But
he's getting back from London.
Yeah,
tonight.
he was.
What time does he get back?
In an hour. He leaves in an hour.
Oh, that's nice. You'll be back. Okay.
Yeah. And he said the only direct bus here is at 5:30. So he's like, I'm not going to get off the plane and then
he's not
like
going to get on a bus. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's not getting on a bus. So
but
I'm getting in the car.
Why wouldn't you come tomorrow? Why wouldn't he come tomorrow?
Oh, I guess he could come tomorrow and we could spend the night separately.
I don't care. I just was like, why was that off the table?
No, I think he doesn't want to come. I think he's like, I don't feel like.
Obviously, or else he would have said
he's going to be jet lagged. Like, he's had a weird schedule. He was only in London for like 4 days and he's like,
I'm the one who said that this week too. I said, there's no chance he's going to want to do that. And you're like, yes, he will. He's the one who keeps saying he wants to do that.
I didn't say yes, he will. I said, he's the one that keeps saying he wants to. So we'll see.
Well, you said in quotes, it's not like he's definitely not going to want to do that. And I was like, guys, okay, bitch. I just don't
what's happening right now.
I just don't think
that
he will.
I stand by that. It's not like he's definitely not going to want to do that.
I remember clocking it because I was like, oh, that's so funny that she like bothered to put what I said in quotes.
I put in quotes? No, I didn't.
I
said, that's crazy.
He's definitely, I was like, yeah, he's for sure not going to want to do that. And then you were like, it's not like, quote, he's for sure not going to want to do that. I guarantee,
I was like, okay. Annie, I guarantee I didn't put it in quotes.
You did.
I don't even know how to use quotes.
What? You have an English degree.
What? Don't tell the people that.
You have to search.
I don't even know how to search. Don't even
search a quote quotation.
Do you think?
No, search like, I don't know. I'll screenshot it to you.
Okay, you fucking screenshot it to me because if I put quotes, I will eat my hat.
I only know because it is something that you don't usually do. So I was like, oh, okay, she's really like disagreeing like with what I'm saying.
Oh,
I just was like, okay.
Okay, I will need you to find that later.
Okay, I will. I'll post it. Hope I'm right.
No, you're wrong. I know you're wrong.
I don't think so, but my phone's over there.
Okay, whatever. Okay. You find out.
Okay.
Let's put money on it. $50.
Anyway, well, he's not coming, so.
Okay, this really, guys.
It's because there's a party tomorrow. That's what
we're
talking about, him coming or not coming to.
Yeah.
But it also makes sense. You've already been here for 2 days. Like,
well,
I would understand if you're
I'm
like,
not
I don't
driving
need to stay
back and
another
forth.
day.
And I initially said, like, take the fucking car. I'll go with Annie, and then you can drive here whenever you want. But he was like,
if I got back from London tonight, I would not want to go to a party in a different city tomorrow.
That is exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's why I must leave right now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, all. And be sure to write in next week. And we love you. And
and jingle straw, jingle straw.